Good evening, America, and welcome to the incredibly legitimate news show. I'm Jacob Carlson, and this is my co-host, Ksenia Bolchunas.
Hello, America! Tonight we bring you an expose of the various kinds of healthcare imposed across the world. We will uncover the myths and the truths behind socialized medicine and the current state of American healthcare by comparing it to other nations.
Of course. Now, since Ksenia and I are international media icons and thus extremely wealthy, this doesn't really apply to us, does it, Ksenia?
You're absolutely correct, Jacob. Just last week I had a $25,000 operation done.
Wow! Ksenia, that's a lot of medical care. What exactly did you have done?
Well, let's just say I had enough work done to make Joan Rivers look attractive again.
She certainly is old. And thankfully, there are enough plastic surgeons in the United States to make that possible. Since our healthcare system is for profit, there is a lot of tendency to specialize as you can make more money that way.
Oh yes, plenty more. They had to cancel a cleft palate surgery just to squeeze me in, but I'm sure that person's middle school career won't be any different because of it.
I'm sure you're right. Now, there unfortunately isn't such an abundance of unnecessary cosmetic care worldwide. To talk with us a little bit about England's healthcare system, we bring you our completely unstereotypical and representative correspondent, Mildred Fish and Chips. Mildred?
Hello, my name is Mildred Fish and Chips. I'm a citizen of England, and thanks to the British National Health Service, I'm able to receive medical care at no cost to me with no medical bills. If I have any medical concern, I simply visit my primary care doctor, who is also known as a gatekeeper, and he either diagnoses me and we figure out the right course of treatment for me, or I get sent to see a specialist. Mine actually lives right around the block from me and even makes blood calls, free of charge. It's quite marvelous, really. I don't have to squabble with any insurance companies because there is no need for insurance. Through our unfortunately steep 17.5% sales tax, our government is able to generate enough revenue to sustain our healthcare program. There are some downsides, though. British citizens have to cooperate with the National Institute for Health and Clinical Excellence, which decides which procedures are to be performed and what kinds of medicine are allowed to be prescribed. At times, they play God in the sense that they choose who lives and who dies. In England, medical care is served to those that need the aid the most. If an elderly gentleman in his later 70s who was a chronic smoker needed a lung transplant, and so did a 22-year-old pre-law student, the heart would be given to the candidate that would receive the most use out of it, which would obviously be the 22-year-old pre-law student. Whether you love or hate NICE, their role keeps our healthcare costs down and aids those who need the help the most. Without them, our system would be forced to deal with unwanted politics, much like the United States is facing right now, from all ends of the spectrum. Overall, I'm proud to be a British citizen, and like most other British citizens, I am highly satisfied with the healthcare system that our country has to offer.
Thank you, Mildred. Now, would you be so kind as to introduce our next guest, Ksenia?
Quite certainly, he's coming to us all the way from Berlin. The second member of the diverse and representative correspondent team, Heinrich von Jägermeister. Heinrich?
Guten Nacht. My name is Heinrich von Jägermeister, and I am very pleased to be speaking with you tonight about the German healthcare system. A recent survey by yournpr.org said that we Germans are very happy with our healthcare system, and that is very true. So true, in fact, that less than 1% of our population does not have medical insurance. And this is because of the wonderful universal healthcare system, and there are many things to love about it. First of all, there are not the crippling waiting times that there are in the English system. This might be in part because our system is multi-payer. There are over 200 sickness funds, or as we call them, Krankenkassen, which compete viciously for their clientele and to have more of them. And even though they cannot profit by offering basic care, they still do it for the prestige and so that their CEOs can have higher pay. Furthermore, they can profit by offering a larger expanse of services or premium services, which can include certain benefits like nicer hospital rooms or prestigious doctors taking care of you. Furthermore, we also have an electronic system like the French. For us it is called Die Elektroniksen Gesundheitskarte, and it allows us for further streamlining of our system. Finally, we do not lose our medical insurance when we age and when we retire, which allows us to continue on and have good health even into old age. Furthermore, we operate much like your American system, in which our employers cover part of our healthcare premium and we make up the difference. This allows it to be very affordable. And all of this for only 11% of our GDP. Now, while we may be expensive compared to other European countries, we are actually cheaper than your United States, which pays more of the GDP every year and covers less people. Because of that, we Germans give you a very healthy Guten Nacht.
Well, beat the sane Heinrich. Now, of course, to present a fair and accurate portrayal of worldwide healthcare, we must, of course, reference America. Isn't that right, Jacob?
Of course, Ksenia. America, being the best at everything, always on a global scale, must also have the best healthcare. And to prove that, we actually have an interview with John Smith, a student at the University of America. John?
Hello, my name is John Smith, and I used to be a student at the University of America until I was diagnosed with ADD, Absolute Death Disorder. You see, me and my family are uninsured, and it just got too expensive. I was over my head in debt with all the medical bills, and I took out loans trying to pay for it and maxed out all my credit cards. But that wasn't even enough. But, luckily, I've been feeling a lot better lately, so I think I'll even be okay.
Is he?
Yep, I think he's dead. Well, anyways, that is unfortunately one of the negative side effects of our wonderful system. Plenty of Botox, but if you don't have insurance, there can be a small chance of...
Impaired living.
Exactly, Ksenia.
Now, while the new Obamacare legislation will expand this, let's not get into any radical ideas. After all, socialized medicine is a radical and foreign idea.
Actually, that's not the case.
Oh, well, okay, he's back up, right?
In fact, several different facets of the U.S. system mimic foreign policies. Medicare mimics Canada's system, while the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs is actually a very pure form of socialized medicine where the government foots the bill. I sure wish I was a vet.
Okay, that was weird. Well, unfortunately, dear audience, that's all our time for tonight. So, we'll see you tomorrow, and until then...
Have an incredibly good